All right, American Horror Story Apocalypse, Episode 4. Could it be Satan? It probably could be. So this is the first episode that I really enjoyed the shit out of. And it's because, I don't know, this one really sold me on what they were going for. Because in the last 3 episodes, I wasn't really sure of the tone and the direction that it was heading, and I wasn't fully on board. There was some goofy ass shit, and I kept waiting for the horror to happen. Yes, the apocalypse couldn't be more horror. I can't think of almost anything that would be more horrific than living through the apocalypse. But I don't know, like, it felt silly a lot of the times, and I just didn't understand where this was heading. And for some reason, this episode really clicked for me. And yes, I know a lot of people, are very aware of my huge crush on Emma Roberts and her coming into the show. They're going to be like, oh, it's just because Emma Roberts is here. No, I'm hoping that all of you enjoyed it as much as I did, and you'll understand that. But that is not what this has to do with. It was great to see her, and at the end of the last episode, I was like, finally. But this was that first episode where, like, when it ended, spoiler discussion, obviously. When it ended and she fainted, and I was like, when the credits rolled, I was like, oh, what the fuck? No, we need more. The last episode, the witches show up, and it was a big jarring moment, and it was like, oh my God, like, okay, I can't wait till the next episode. But this one ended, and I was like, oh my God, that's it. Like, I need more. So that was a great sign for me personally. So let's get into the episode. Now, the Miriam's character here or Miriam, the character, Kathy Bates' character, she is directly modeled after his caretaker, looks just like her and everything. So it is not the Jessica Lange character from season 1, like people have been theorizing. So that's put to bed, I would hope. And the reason that freaking Mallory doesn't know who the hell she is because she had an identity spell put on her and she couldn't remember. And then we have obviously anyone who is a Harry Potter fan or isn't a Harry Potter fan probably felt some Hogwarts type things going on here when they go to this school for Warlock, so to speak. And of course, I'm thinking Coven probably had those ideas attached to them as well. But when this one, I don't know, it felt like I was watching Slytherin behind the scenes. And another thing there was Langdon's trial. His little test felt like Voldemort's origin stories. I thought freaking Helga Hufflepuff and Salazar Slytherin and stuff were going to be sitting at the table with the 4 spots there. Just that's how I felt anyways. Very Voldemort-esque, his character for me. Love to see B.D. Wong in this. That's so cool. And Michael Langdon, man, he's showing his power in this episode. We ain't gonna be questioning what the hell this guy can do anymore. And this even makes what happened in the last episode even more intriguing because they both came around the same time, right? So Mallory and Michael, they both kind of showed up. We don't know how long Mallory had been part of that coven, but she looked like she was newer to the place. And they said that her lineage, her mom said that her lineage dated back to Salem. So her family has been witches all the way since forever. But she seems to be a new student. Michael's a new student. And here she comes later into episode 3, and she scares the shit out of this guy. Or at least surprises the shit out of him is maybe more the route I should take with that. Seeing the power he has, seeing how he, shocked the Supreme, that he is the real deal, Holyfield, and the fact that this, Mallory's character came in and did what she did, and it shocked him, I think, is more in, it's more impressive and more intriguing now to understand in context of how powerful this damn guy is. I mean, he throws that dude up on the roof, cracks every one of his limbs, brings him down, and his head, scanner style, explodes. Maniac, if that's how you like your head explosions. But yeah, there's so many scenes of Mike. I mean, Michael. He is so evil, like just evil incarnate. And I think this goes back to the whole he's spawn of Satan, he's the Antichrist, and all this. But man, every chance he gets, he kills the butcher, he kills the cop, he is a murdering machine. He doesn't have to kill that cop. The other warlock put him against the wall and was like, don't worry, he'll be unharmed by the time we leave here. And the guy doesn't even sense that he kills him. He just kind of clenches his fist. He crushes his head. I'm crushing your head. Points for anybody who knows what that's from. I was just talking about them earlier today, so that's why it's on my mind. But yeah, he had no clue at all that he did that. And I think that if he would have, he wouldn't have brought him there. He would have been scared shitless, just like the other guy. The one dude that's in the place that's like, we should not be doing this. He is not for Michael Langdon at all. He is trying to talk them out of it, but he can't deny his power. He can't deny that he would want a male supreme, since it's never happened before. I'm sure that's intriguing to him, but there's something rotten here with him. He knows that. He can sense it, and he's sitting there, and he's like, I don't like it. I don't like it. Yes, I love the idea of, a male supreme, but there's something off about this guy, and he just can't put his finger on it, but he knows he's off, and he is definitely right. Everyone else is just kind of buying into the hype of it all in that moment. Just like, oh my God, this might be our one chance. This might be the first time ever. So yeah, Langdon's trying to become a level 4 warlock. Some of this stuff is goofy, there's no doubt about it, but I don't care. It was just so fun. It's just a fun season. The horror aspect of this is much lighter this season than any season before. They're not going as much for shock. I think they're just going for a little bit more a story-driven plot line, which is fine. I mean, a lot of them have that too, but I don't know. This one isn't really going for the shock value. It isn't going for the scares or anything like previous seasons. This is more trying to connect all the previous seasons, which other seasons have done, no doubt about it. But seeing, the hotel from season 5 and bringing back the witches from season 3 and having Michael Langdon and the freaking Rubber Man or whatever the hell they call him from season 1 and all that stuff. So it's cool that we're tying a lot of this stuff together. All right, let's move on. Rambling a little too much, sorry. And yeah, you already said that. Tiesa Farmiga. I always fucking butcher her name. Cool to see her back here. We don't get a ton from her, but it was great to see her, and I hope to see her in future episodes here. I like to see what's going on here. And there's such an arrogance to the witches in this, and I can understand where the warlocks are coming from. Like, fuck these girls. Like, they won't even hear us out. Like, we're not even good enough to be heard to even give a test to our kids of the 7 whatever the hell it was. It's like, really? We don't even get a chance. Oh, you'll just kill our guy. That's how arrogant you are. So yeah, she goes and she tries to get Queenie. It's cool to see her again, out of the Hotel Cortez. And James March is in there with her, and he's playing gin rummy, and they've played thousands and thousands and thousands of games with it. And she keeps trying to take her out of there, and she just keeps disappearing right and left, and she can't do it. And so Michael Langdon figures this out, by listening in or whatever, and he's drawing it out, and he goes and he grabs her like nothing. And I love that James March, who's this ghost, this demon type presence, he immediately knows that this guy is nothing to fuck with. He's He's like, no, I think you should take his hand. And he knows, like, immediately when she gets up, he takes the cards. He's like, he knows 100% he's going with her. So he recognizes the power of this guy. And when the other chick came through the door, he was like, have fun trying to get her out of here. You're never going to be able to do it. And this is the supreme, right? This is the head honcho of the magic world. And nothing. Like, he laughs her off. But when Michael Langdon walks through the door, holy shit, man, he recognizes the real Supreme and is like, all right, bye, Queenie. I guess I'm going to play solitaire by myself. So I liked that. I liked his reaction to him. I like that his power is instantly recognizable by people who are open to see it and have that ability to do so. And Madison Montgomery is down in hell, and her hell is being a basic bitch. She's working at some department store, and she has a never-ending line at the return aisle, and she has to go fold towels and put them back endlessly. Oh my God, I think that's hell for pretty much anyone. I was a stalker overnight at midnight. I was a stalker at Walmart overnights. I worked from like midnight on. It was awful, man. Just to think of that being like forever. Oh God. I love her. I love her characters. She's very one-dimensional in a lot of her roles. I'm not going to say she isn't. But yeah, okay, I'm crushing, and I don't mean to, but I do love her character regardless. And she's down there, and he comes, and Queenie comes with her, and she's just back to her bitchy ass self. But I love how like self-aware she is of her bitchiness. And even though Queenie outright hates her, she just finds it endearing. I'm sure she's just so excited to see someone new and someone that she's known, for a while, that she's just like, I don't even care what this chick says about me. I'm excited to see her, but she just kind of embraces her suckiness. And I love it. I don't know how that is. Now, how she's going to come back, because she seems to definitely be she seems to be a prime candidate for Michael Langdon, but she also seems to be by his side in this. And, when she's like, I swear I'll be good. And he's like, why would you want to do something stupid like that? I don't know, she seems to be on his side at this point. But, we know now that 3 years later, when Apocalypse happens, although this would be like 4.5 years later is when they come and get that girl, when they bring the chicks back from the dead. She's clearly there with the witches and is on their side. So I'm curious on what's going to happen there, if he's going to betray her or something. So I do think that a good amount of this story is going to take place in the past. Like, I don't know if the next episode will directly go right back to like right after this, or if it's going to jump back and forth in time or whatnot. I personally would like to pick up right where this episode left off, but I know that it's hard to break away from your main linear storyline, timeline, should I say, for too many episodes, because then people get confused when you try to jump back. It's like, oh yeah, this is where we were. I know that's kind of hard to juggle. But I really want to close out what happened here, because that feint, I don't think that feint was like, oh my God, he's just so powerful. Like, that blows my mind that he was able to do it and I wasn't. And it's like, oh my God, I do declare. I'm not going to do my Southern Belle, although my Southern Belle is decent. But yeah, so when she's in the house, the little bunker school for warlocks, she can feel the presence, and she's immediately like, the breath is kind of taken away from her. And then when she goes outside, she sees him and she faints. So I think something about him is just so overpowering. He's so evil, whatever, that being in his presence, being anywhere around that guy is just too much for her to take. It offsets, and she just like crushes down. So I don't think she's that impressed. I think that being around him was just too much for her to handle. I really liked the slow motion tracking shots with the music when they're coming out and they're leaving out of the place right at the very end, right before she sees him and faints. I don't know, man. I thought those were really stylistic and really cool, and I dug the shit out of them. I just love the way that they were shot, the framed, all that stuff. So just from a technical standpoint, I just dug the shit out of it. I really liked it. And speaking of which, Madison Montgomery's outfit at the end here, whoo, fuck, man. All right, that's the last of it with her, I swear, for this episode anyway. But anyway, guys, yeah, I want to know what you guys think. We got his little guardian here, Kathy Bates, Miriam character, and what happened to her, why he needed to have her recreated. At this point, we know that she's still alive, and that she worshipped him and was all about it, and she had murdered 3 people in the past. She was a cult follower, it seems, and she took him in because she recognized him as the Antichrist. And how she'll end up, if she dies, I don't know, maybe she dies in the explosion, but he has to have had her recreated before that, I would suppose, but I guess not. 18 months, and no, but she was there at the beginning of the thing, so no, she would have had to have died. Maybe not even died. Maybe she just was recreated, and she was still alive, but maybe she's dead now. Yeah, we don't get any story really much from where we were at forward, just a little teeny bit. So they'll probably go back to the main storyline and then maybe jump back and forth. But I really am looking forward to seeing where this heads. What are you guys' thoughts? What are predictions for the future here on this? Where do you think that this is heading? Let me know. Anyways, guys, all right.